What's going on, guys? Black Scout Survival. And, we had a ton of conspiracy theory, conspiracy realities that continue to come true. And, they'd love to say that, but, a lot of them are surrounding J6. Now, they've hunted people down with dogs running through the woods just like 2 weeks ago or last week. They've shown up to people's businesses, arrested them, and then drove. The FBI goes to the house after they've already arrested an individual, points guns at the pregnant wife, and then removes all the guns from the house, destroying all the video cameras. Just they showed up and destroyed a video camera at a apartment, and then entered the house. So all these things, and we've had Kamala Harris, we've had George Bush, weapons of mass destruction, say that this is the worst event since 9/11. So there's been so much going on with that, and they pretty much shut down any other. Hunter Biden can do whatever he wants to, just all these sort of things. Well, to start off with, the FBI halted a probe on a pedo to focus on January 6th. Now he's accused of abusing a 10-year-old boy. So he went on to be caught with a 10-year-old boy by the authorities in Alaska. So we've had federal prosecutors charge more than 1,000 offenses in January 6th, and more than 65,000 legal documents have been filed in the cases. But it turns out that all that work likely comes at the expense of cases they'd normally be handling, like actual violent criminals and sick guys like that right there, right? And then we talked about Ray Epps. Why did Ray Epps take so long to even charge it? Then he got a misdemeanor. Meanwhile, people are sitting in closet-sized cells, starving to death, waiting trial. Well, Speaker Mike Johnson, newly appointed, he tweeted this. He said that, today I'm going to be keeping my promise to the American people and making all the J6 tapes available to all Americans. Well, I think it's great, but my biggest question is if Mike Johnson could have released this that early, the hell was Kevin McCarthy doing? What team did he really play for? Right? So I think from what I've seen, just a little bit I've seen, this is damning footage for the Democrats and the rhinos that they try to keep sealed. They did not want you to see this. Now, I'm just going to play a few clips here, but some of them I can't show. There is a lot more on there. Some of them I can't show because of the brutality of them, and you can't show that kind of stuff on the tubes here. But what you'll notice, like in those videos, is that police actually instigating, actually attacking peaceful protesters. I mean, they were like ground and pounding, just grabbing people and throwing them on the ground, ground and pounding, tear gassing peaceful protesters. Now, I wish they would have used that kind of force during all the riots during George Floyd. I wish they'd used that type of force. Like, a lot of people's businesses and livelihoods would have been saved. A lot of people wouldn't have died, But going along with this, the whole J6 deal anyway, there's been people that were charged that have taken their own life. It's insanity, because just a few clips I'm going to show you, you're going to be blown away. Well, let's start off with this one first, just entering into them breaching, quote unquote, breaching the White House. Does this look like breaching to you? The cops are like welcoming them and watching. Yeah. Enjoy your visit, guys. Need any snacks or anything, let us know. These two police are cutting up jokes over there, laughing. He had like a belly chuckle there, Yep. He's waving. How y'all fellas doing? I mean, really. Looks a lot different than they said it looked, right? Now, this is from David Harris. He's got commentary on here. I'm going to let him speak on this one, just to give you some his context.
Apparently shows Capitol Police unhandcuffing someone that was obviously handcuffed, probably because he was an insurrectionist, and then proceeds to do what? give him a fist bump. Who's giving who a fist bump there? Well, the Capitol Police sure are not worried about whoever this individual is. Could it be an undercover FBI informant that was just sent there to mess stuff up? Are you freaking kidding me?
So good question. Why would you put cuffs on someone and walk them to an area and then uncuff them unless they were undercover? Causing some problems. Because that looked like Antifa guy had a helmet on like Antifa wears. Well, and then you get this video that even kind of solidifies that. Check this out.
Where's the Antifa in the crowd? So, can you put that back in? Will we go undercover as the Antifa in the crowd? The Antifa. Will we
When we go undercover as Antifa in the crowd. Now, I don't know what the bottle was. It was taped, like some white cloudy solution. I'm not sure what that was. Very odd. But yeah, we're going undercover as Antifa. He had a badge on. He's talking to the cop. We're going undercover as Antifa in the crowd. Remember how we said that was happening? Donald Trump said that was happening, and CNN constantly said conspiracy theories, making stuff up. Kamala Harris said that. Proof is there. And there's going to be so much more that comes out after this. It's going to be just mind blowing, but obviously Mike Johnson doing great so far. Jen Psaki wanted to attack him. She also wanted to attack Christianity. Listen to this message she had.
The Bible doesn't just inform his worldview. It is his worldview. In fact, during his first speech in his
What's wrong with the Bible being your worldview? That's a good question, Jen.
new job, Johnson suggested that his election as Speaker was an act of God. Talk about a bit of a humble brag there.
Well, that's what we believe, Jen. We believe that all positions of leadership are ordained by God. Talking about humble brag.
So what exactly has God apparently called on Mike Johnson to do? Well, his views on policy are essentially what you'd expect from a religious fundamentalist. They're more divisive than they are.
So she goes on to say, they're more divisive than divine. You hear make that attack on Christianity. Fundamentalists are more divisive than divine. Yeah. Yeah, of course. She said the quiet part out loud. They hate Christians. But, I just wanted to share these videos with you guys. I can't wait to see more of this. I can't wait to see more of this footage because it's gonna severely shake things up. And hopefully, if Trump does get elected, he pardons all these guys. These guys need to be pardoned, and there needs to be tons of lawsuits because this was a complete setup. I mean, and we kind of knew that from the get-go. Planning for weeks going into that. I felt like talking amongst friends that it was going to be a setup, and Mark and I actually were talking about that today. We were talking about that, back then, because we had other people saying, are y'all going to go? Nah, man, it's a setup. It's the set. And it was, it really was. They ushered people into the White House. They had people, provocateurs out there. There was one guy that was Antifa that was arrested that just got charged. He was literally an Antifa guy. He was a provocateur at many places. We've seen that. If you remember the incident where the Patriot was shot, I think it was the guy from Benghazi. He was holding a rally, and there was a guy shot by another guy, Michael started with a D. Anyway, he was a security officer for a news media company, right? Personal security is doing it for a media company. That media company hired him, but he was not licensed. Turns out he had an Antifa tattoo on his hand, and they also had brought a provocateur there with him, right? The guy was wearing a Black Guns Matter shirt, if you remember. That guy had been to countless rallies being a provocateur, and you saw the security guard, Michael, talking to the guy. And then immediately after that, you saw the setup for him to shoot the Patriot and shot him and ended his life, took his life. That guy got off. He was not licensed. It was a complete step. He got off. I'm sure a lot of people forgot about that. They never looked it up. I looked it up maybe 2 weeks ago. The guy got off. He literally murdered someone, unlicensed. If he had been a right wing or conservative, it wouldn't have went that way. There's literally grandmothers that are sitting in cells right now, being hunted by the FBI or being hunted by the FBI, running through the woods with dogs. Wild times. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. I want to share this with you. Hopefully, we get more footage of this coming out. But guys, we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.